We've seen a little bit of tape, but what transpired?
He had asked all of us to come up to his hotel room. And when we got up there, we was up there maybe about 5-10 minutes. He was having a conversation with my mother, and I was having a conversation with my sister, like crossways. And I guess that pissed him off. He jumped up in my face and said some derogatory words and told me to shut up. So I stood out of my chair and I asked him who was he talking to. And he said, you, and was calling me names.
What did he call you? Let's just be honest.
You fat bitch, is what he said to me.
Okay. He just called you fat bitch. Okay. And then it got physical. Tell me about that.
So once he called me a fat bitch, I stood up out of the chair. And I said, I don't care how much money you have or what fame you think you have. I said, you're not going to disrespect me like that. Then he reached over and punched me in the side of my face. And I picked up an ice bucket and threw it at him. And my brother and my sisters and my mother, everybody intervened to separate the two.
Well, he says that you were calling him names.
No.
Well, let's see what he says about the fight. Let's take a look at this and then we'll talk.
I said, why don't you keep quiet? I'm trying to talk to your mother. Well, Janae jumped up and said, I wasn't talking to you. Janae picked up an ice bucket and just flung it right at a full-face shot. Thank God the thing was plastic. And when that happened, oh, hell broke loose. I would have liked to wrung her neck. You know, she was screaming, I'm going to sell this story. You know, you don't have to worry about it. You think you've got bad press now. You know, she was screaming all of these things, and I'm thinking, oh, Lord, I truly expected the cops to show up a lot sooner. I didn't put my hands on her at all.
What do you say about that?
Everything that came out of his mouth was a lie.
Were y'all there?
Yes.
Okay,
everyone.
so what happened? Who's telling the truth here?
Janae he was initially talking to me, and because they were not giving his undivided attention, what he was telling me, they didn't care to hear what it was about. So I said, Ted, I'm here. You know, I'm listening to what you're saying. Let's talk. But he was like anxious and wanted everybody to hear what he had to say, and they weren't interested in hearing that. So he told Janae to shut up. That was his exact words.
That's how the meltdown
started. That was exactly how it started.
Okay. Tyrell, were you there?
Yes.
You say anything different?
No.
Okay. So he's not telling the truth there.
No.
And he hasn't been telling the truth about a lot of things.
Not everything.
True? I know y'all know I was very skeptical of him. And when I first sat down with him, I said, look, you got to tell the truth here because it's coming out. That's why I told him, you need to get ahead of these things. You need to be honest. You've been telling everybody you're 2.5 years clean and sober, and I don't believe you. I said, I'm going to tell you why I don't believe you. You say you found God in 2010 and you're clean and sober for 2.5 years. But I got a report here that says in July the police were called where you were over at a tire store in Columbus. They said you were pilfering cars. You had a woman out there that appeared to be soliciting prostitution, that you were urinating on the lawn, that you became belligerent with the business operators when they asked you to leave, that you stripped down to your underwear. I said, that doesn't sound like the behavior of a clean and sober man of God to me. He said, no, that didn't happen. I came back with the police report and said, here's the police report. This is what it says. Does that refresh your memory? And he said, well, yeah, okay, now I got you. Yeah, some of that happened, but not all of that happened. And so at this point, I got bells going off big time, okay? Is he sober now?
He's been drinking since he's been in New York. He's been drinking since he's been in L.A. He's been drinking up and even till last night.
Every single night, he gets drunk. He was drunk last night. He was drunk the night before that. He gets bottles of Grey Goose. He drinks gin. He was drinking Coronas. He was saying Julian Desmond ordered the Grey Goose. It was Teddy who had them ordered the Grey Goose. And he's telling the world and telling everybody, making them believe that he's been sober for 2.5 years. He was up all night long on the phone with me getting high. Julian Desmond don't drink like that. They get it, put it in their pockets in their room, walk it down to Ted in his room. He gets drunk, give them the empty bottles, and they take them back in their room. And they dispose of them.
But Julie said that's the only way.
That's the only way he's normal if he's drinking.
Have you seen him drink?
Yes.
What did he drink?
Grey Goose.
You know, yesterday, one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to try to guide Ted to a return to health. And I wanted to start with his dental work and have him go to a dentist and get seen. He showed up late. He never did get the work done. He got upset, left, just took off, left the dentist just standing there.
That's the story he wanted everybody to hear last night that nobody was interested in hearing. You didn't get it done. I don't want to know why.
But I told him I wanted to hear what
She
it
wanted to know.
Yeah, I wanted to know why he didn't take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime to get his mouth fixed if he's going to be in the public eye. So this is why we went over, because I wanted to know what had happened at the dentist's office.
What did he say?
He had started telling me, but because nobody else was listening, he got a little perturbed. I said, Ted, I'm listening. Calm down. You know, he's getting worked up a little bit, saying, well, everybody can get out and then I can talk to you. I said, no, it's okay. And I said, I'm listening to what you have to say. So he started telling me, and then Janae was talking, and then that's when he got perturbed again. I can't talk to you. They're talking, and that's when he told her to shut up, you know, and that's when it started. We weren't even in there, you know, 10 minutes.
He just walked in the room.
Just come in.
Yeah. A sober man's not likely to punch his daughter in the face, are they?
He punched me hard like you would hit a man in my face.
First.
And my own mother has never hit me or disciplined me like that.
How did he get scratches on his face?
Maybe when I threw the ice bucket. I was that upset. It was the ice bucket sitting on the table. I just picked it up and threw it at him.
But I had grabbed him after
You were pulling him, right? Patricia, you were pulling him off of Janae?
I said, you're not going to do this. You are not going to do this. And so I grabbed him and pulled him back. I don't know if I scratched him or anything. It happened so fast, but it was totally uncalled for. And then the name calling went, and then he told Janae, your mother, and that's when I got upset too. You know, I said, oh, no.
I called him a dope fiend, and he said, then I said, you're weak. And I called him a weak bitch, and he said, your mother. And that's when my mom got upset. He was calling me all kind of derogatory names. Names I didn't even know a man would call their daughters.
Well, what did he call you?
He said, you ain't never gonna have you welfare bitch. Don't ask me for nothing. I ain't doing nothing from you. You're fat hoe. You fat bitch. You're raggedy. You're nothing. You would like gum on the bottom of my shoe. And I slandered back, you know. I went right back at him. You know, you're a dope fiend. Don't let this go to your head. You ain't never been there for me. I ain't pressed about your money. Don't need your money. I made it 28, almost 29 years without you. By you helping get my car fixed, it ain't gonna make or break me. It's not. So by you telling me you're not giving me anything or doing anything for me, that's fine. I'd have made it this far.
You got to be honest with me.
Straight up.
And when we sat down before, were you 100% honest with me?
99%. And the only 1% that I was honest about was forgiving myself. But yes,
how about drinking?
I've had a drink.
So that wasn't honest. Right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just, you know, I respect you enough to be straight with you. I'm not going to play games with you. I'm going to be straight with you.
I hear you.
You've been drinking, and you haven't been honest about that. And I get that. I know that it's hard for you. That's why you do need to go to rehab. And I'm going to tell you what I think you need to do here, Ted.
Okay.
I think you need to go to rehab. I will provide that for you. I flew a guy in here during the night from one of the top rehab facilities in the world today, a place called Origins. And it's on Padre Island in South Texas. Beautiful setting, wonderful place.